Well, I didn't think I could do it, nor did I think I'd had the time to do it, or the skill to do it, but I did it. My most recent build, it took me just about an hour to make, and I am not referring to this rig. I am referring to that. Anybody got any wild guesses as to what this thing is? What even movie it's from? Here, I'll give you a few seconds to type something down in the comments if you want to give yourself a challenge. Work out that memory a little bit. It's a sci-fi alien invasion movie, so there's a hint. Second hint, based off of a classic novel that was written way back in like 1953. Any guesses? Well, if your guess was War of the Worlds, you'd be right. And in particular, it's the 2005 kind of like reboot film that Steven Spielberg directed, starring Tom Cruise. And this little design here, this build, would be the mechanized war machines that the hostile aliens used to annihilate humanity off the face of the earth. And they were given the name tripods. And it's kind of easy to see why. 3 legs, 3 toes. I'm not even going to try to think of the scientific word for it, but yeah, just tripods. As far as this build goes, I can already tell that it's probably not to scale correctly. I mean, of course, height-wise, it's pretty damn accurate. As far as like the legs and the feet, or more like toes, go, I would say compared to what they look like in the movie, they're a bit fat-ish. So of course, I mean, this is Minecraft. We're working with blocks, so there's only so much you can do. But as far as, detail and kind of how accurate I got the profile of the whole tripod, how I got it, I think it looks pretty damn similar. And like I mentioned before, it only took me about an hour to make this, and this is probably the most organic build that I've, done. Something with this many curves and small detail. I think there's really not going to be much to talk about this, but let's see here. You can actually kind of get inside of it. I mean, there's no interior as far as that goes, if I can remember how did I do this? I think it's hiding somewhere. Screw this. Poke a hole in it, jump up. Yeah. So the head's practically hollow because, none of us, nor even in the movie, does it show you what the inside of these things look like. I kind of tried to, I thought about making it to where there's a little bit of an interior to this thing, and you could possibly live in this and just build a ladder that goes up the legs or something. Not really too much of a viewport. I mean, this would probably be where the alien was driving the thing. Excuse me. So, okay, let me see here. There's, let's see. If there's anybody who actually truly remembers the movie, and you'll probably be saying, well, where's kind of like the prisoner baskets that hang off the back of the head? Well, there's actually multiple variants of tripods in the movie. I'm not going to go into detail on that. I mean, you can find an article about it on Google, but I'm just kind of leaving you out in the wind. Well, actually, you know what? Fine. As far as what the article said, there was like 3 different tripods. One of them just being a typical tripod that has kind of like the heat rays and, vaporizes people. And then there was one that people considered to be a dreadnought kind of tripod, more like a warrior or a fighter. And the only way I can describe it is if you look at the head of this tripod, this would be just the generic, kind of like vaporize everybody kind of tripod. The dreadnoughts, the heads were actually a little bit flatter and wider, kind of, I mean, it still had the shell shape, and rather than having three spotlights, or eyes, whatever the hell you want to call them, it still had the main one in the center, but then it had 2 of these smaller ones on each side, so it had 4 additional spotlights, and it didn't seem to have like these weird little, I don't know, these humps that come off the top of the head. So, as far as that goes, they seem to just be more like dreadnoughts to me. And then the third and final one was kind of like the harvester tripods, and those were the ones that had like the baskets on the back, and they would capture humans and store them in here. But I didn't build that variant. This is just the generic tripod. Ugh. It's too early in the morning for this shit. So there's really nothing much to talk about these tripods. I mean, there's not very much to tell about them, but well, I mean, there is one interesting thing. Because way back whenever I was like 7 years old, I first saw this movie, and just the sheer sight of these like tripods in the movie scared me shitless. I had like nightmares for days. And on top of that, does anybody remember like those creepy, that freaking horn sound that these things made whenever they arrived at somewhere, or you know, I mean, they just did it at any given random moment. I mean, this is going to be very unprofessional, but all I got is a pre-recording on my phone. I mean, this should be enough to make some people's nerves become a little unsettling. Yeah, remember that? That's probably the most scariest sound I've heard in my whole life. I mean, honestly. But now that I'm older, I'm more mature, and have a little less fear of some random things, and now I kind of find these tripods to be extremely cool. So, I'm probably just rambling too much about just this one little thing. It's pretty cool. It's my, there's been a few other people that have tried to build their own versions of tripods in the game. Couldn't find any tutorials, so I just kind of had to look at a picture of a tripod and just try to match the shape and scale of it. I'm satisfied with it, you know, even though it may not be 100% perfect. Hell, you can just look at it and know, oh hey, that's a tripod from one of the worlds. If only we had mods on console where we could like have world edit and we could duplicate these things, I would probably try to build me a whole like city map and have these things invading. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, if you stuck around for this far into the video, thank you. I don't care if you subscribe. I don't care if you like the video. I do prefer that you say something in the comments. That's pretty much the only thing about me, anyway. So, I guess, till next time, see you whenever.